Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Hitman and ToD. This game taking place here on Amazonia. On the top right hand side of the map we have Hitman spawning as, well, the green orc. Got my message on disconnect. I'm not quite sure what was happening here. Alright, meanwhile on the bottom left we have ToD Jan Merlot spawning as, well, the green human, or yellow, colorblind today, red human. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to be going down in this 1v1 matchup. We are looking at, well, the human player ToD opening up with a pretty standard barracks, Ultra of Kings. Timing all seems to be standard there. Should be Archmage Footman straight out of the gate. Meanwhile, we are looking at what's going to be Farseer Headhunters with this early War Mill. Early War Mill followed by a barracks, followed by a second burrow, and then that tech to tier 2. Farseer harassment has become very problem. Hey, PJ, nom nom nom, New 31, Haimida, long time no see, what's up? Well, no, the sky, but yeah, in terms of what's up at Blizzard, Alan, the former president of Blizzard, has stepped down, making way for two people to co-lead. Normally that becomes a horse race situation, trying to figure out who can actually lead a company of this particular size. Both I believe are new to Blizzard, as in that they're not lifers. They haven't been there for 10 plus years, but they will be trying to take the company in a new direction after this, well, very shaky time. So yeah, um, World of Warcraft players are leaving in hordes, so to speak. Um, Decisions and or panel comments made in years past have not aged extremely well, and well, the the insight and the well, what frat boy culture at Blizzard has come up to the surface, and now, well, things need to be shaked up. Only the president takes back. It was kind of over after a while. Greed killed them. Well, I, well, first of all, I gotta say this: the greed was not the issue. Well, beautiful kill steal by by Hitman's Farseer right there to deny level 2, but still ends up getting the final shot there. Gonna go ahead and end up losing to that. That apprentice wizard not being able to get that, ToD getting the kill there. It wasn't Activision taking over Blizzard during that time. Well, there were problems that still existed before the Activision Blizzard merger. So that frat boy culture was already there, and that is something that, for some reason, is inherently part of, well, the gaming culture for the past 10 years, and it's something that, people may not recognize, or may not even realize exists until they are part of that culture or see it a little bit more. And then what's worse is they may think that, well, it is just the norm. So I'm not blaming, I'm not excusing what they're doing with the culture. I'm saying that it is just very difficult to try and get ahead of when people don't think there's a problem, and think that everything is okay, and that, well, that culture just becomes a bit toxic for women. Um, it's I don't know. I think gaming culture for women in general, me not being a woman, I don't know how to speak to this well. I can make my observations, but just treat people with respect, right? Respect, and that is what you need to do. When you think how great they were with StarCraft, Diablo, and WarCraft 3, um, uh, yeah, see, it's part of what I know, becoming popular, having a bunch of geeks suddenly become popular, um almost is a little bit strange. I'll say this. All right, Footman now with the Fed, gonna go ahead and try and reflect back some of those damage. Headhunters could be in a little bit of problem. Footman is gonna end up getting taken down. Yes, it is. That's gonna be denied by ToD. one hit wasn't enough to finish it off here. Meanwhile, more damage going back through the other way. There goes a Water Elemental taking down Spirit Wolf, going to try and retreat back. Farseer still only sitting at level 1. There's a beautiful denial right there. Another more damage coming back across here as the Footmen are taking large amounts of damage. Farseer's range attack actually able to hit quite a bit and really try and finish off some of these units as we're now going after the Archmage. Archmage now down to about 60% life. Farseer continuing that poke and pressure. Meanwhile, the Headhunters being beautifully microed, trying to slip back out of the way. There goes another peasant right there. Farseer now is on the cusp of level 2, wanting to finish off a Water Elemental Footman and or 2 Militia to try and get the experience. Though only needs 1, right on the money. So 200 experience there. Farseer now able to back up. With respect, don't you guys have phones? All right, so with that comment, with respect, don't you guys have phones? Only in America is gaming on phones is a much bigger part of culture in Asia, in Europe, in places where, well, mass transit is strong enough to where you can actually play a game on your phone, right? When I was in Taiwan or when I was in China, traveling around on the high-speed rails, on the subways, kids were playing games on their phone, playing what they thought to be very strong games. Also, space in highly densely populated areas of China, you didn't always have access to a PC and a desktop monitor. You had a phone, and that's what you could, that's how you got on the internet. Um, and and the game was also being developed partly out of China, so it doesn't come as a surprise to me that they made a Diablo for the phone. Well, the timing and the decision to not announce Diablo 4, that was a mistake in and of itself. If when you're trying to announce Diablo Immortal as this is the next Diablo, where everyone's hoping for Diablo 4, well, yeah, that was a mismanagement in their press department and not having an accurate gauge across the community. And if you remember, in I believe it was like 2013, Blizzard had announced that that they had actually let go a lot of non-programmers, right? All of the teams that were making the games were the same size. Well, it was those fan site or the fan site liaisons, the community people that they let go. So that was perhaps the bad decision, and maybe an Activision Blizzard murder decision, to let that go and no longer having an accurate gauge or an accurate thumb on the situation. Looking back on it, it is a definite mistake. If you look at companies now, anytime you leave a bad review on Google, on Amazon, or any public domain, you often get a response back from that company saying, "We're sorry you feel that way about our product. Is there anything we can do to help you?" And try and rectify that situation. Basically, that's what Blizzard did. They let go of that team back in 2013 when they had the foresight to have it. Seriously, they made W3 one of the best games of all time, made a worse game with Reforged 20 years later. How is that possible? Bad management. Absolutely bad management. No direction or vision on the game itself. And when you don't have a direction, if you don't know where the destination is, and trying to set out on a journey, you're going to end up lost. And that's what Reforged was. Reforged was a lost game. At first, they were trying to do a complete remake. Then they were trying to do and then after they were like halfway done, they tried to do a complete remaster. And then when funds were running low, they said, okay, where this road ends up, that will be the destination. And it ended up in the middle of, well, an Azeroth swamp, so to speak. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this game. ToD versus Hitman. Scroll of Speed now being used to try and get that Kodo Beast back. Kodo Beast always represents a very large damage spike or a damage bonus for across the entire army. We are looking at a Tauren Chieftain and a Farseer as well, still wandering around. I will give a cautionary note. I'm going to be a single parent here in just a little bit. So if my youngest one wakes up, I have to cut my stream short. So hopefully she doesn't wake up before 7 today. As we're looking at the Farseer, Torrent Chieftain, well, Shaman, Kodo Beast, and Headhunters already making their way out. Tech to Tier 3 has not begun. It is still Headhunters. Stomp plus Lightning Shield dealing massive damage here. Breath of Fire going back across the other side. Lightning Shield also being, well, moved around by ToD, the Spellbreakers, and that Shaman actually doing quite a bit of damage here. Torrent Chieftain, however, being able to put his foot down, getting in major damage across multiple units, as the Footman with Defend having an absolute field day. Lightning Shield moving from target to target, as the Torrent Chieftain now low on mana, not quite sure what to do. Scroll of Healing is going to be used in time. Yes, it is. Try and recover a little bit there, but another new Breath of Fire coming in from the Panda, lighting up and blowing over a couple more targets. Torrent Chieftain now Lightning Shield trying to bounce around. Farseer actually with level 1 chain lightning, I believe, able to get in a good bit of damage. Torrent Chieftain in a little bit of trouble. Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Farseer could be in trouble, down to 7 hit points, down to 8, and down to dead, as Hitman, often as he does, sticks around that battle a bit too long. All right. Let's go ahead and come back across the other way. Torrent Chieftain trying to hide. Not really a single parent. Just wife had to leave to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I need to make sure that if my children wake up, I watch them. All right, Archmage runs on in, gets damage onto the Torrent Chieftain. Torrent Chieftain now may be able to, well, turn back and get damage onto the Archmage. There's a stomp onto the Archmage. It does break Cloak of Shadows, as we're looking at the Torrent Chieftain, and more units are going to do another stomp there. Torrent Chieftain doesn't have mana, buys a potion of mana. There's a stomp. Beautiful use right there. Is the Archmage going to get taken down? No, it is not. Down to 40 hit points. Breath of Fire, level 4 on the Torrent Chieftain, and all of the units back away right there. Beautiful, beautiful exchange back and forth. Hitman down to 47 supply compared to ToD's 50. A great Scroll of Town Portal. Great use of Cloak of Shadows. A use of Cloak of Shadows during the day to hide that Archmage. Torrent Chieftain uses a stomp to try and break the Archmage's Cloak of Shadows. Does it? Archmage of ToD realizes that, well, Hitman doesn't have that much mana. Hitman realizes, buys a potion of mana, stomps once more, but the Archmage was being healed by Priest, and the 2-second stun not enough to finish off the Archmage. Archmage uses the Scroll of Town Portal, and after that long and drawn out exchange, don't know who comes out on top. All right, Hitman losing his economic advantage here. Torrent Chieftain now leading the charge. Farseer not back yet, should be here in just a little bit, and now being forced to go up against a large number of Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers going to be causing problems. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across the entire front line. Torrent Chieftain doing a little bit of a dance, but the Spellbreakers, with their range, without having to worry about Spirit Wolves, able to just simply run around. There is no real melee damage or normal damage to inflict upon those Spellbreakers. To be very careful with those Spirit Wolves, as the Spellbreakers may just steal them back anyways. More damage adding in. Torrent Chieftain losing a bit of mana. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability trying to get into that backline spot. There's a stomp onto the Archmage. Archmage takes a follow-up Chain Lightning, and now still damage added in. Farseer now trying to head back away. Torrent Chieftain using a Potion of Healing gets caught up behind a Kodo Beast, and the Kodo Beast, well, preventing that Torrent Chieftain from being able to land that stomp there. Hitman losing a little bit of the control on that Torrent Chieftain, as the Archmage able to rack up a little bit more damage. Are we going to see a stomp there? Yes, we are, but the Panda has full hit points and a Potion of Invulnerability. Should be able to shake that off with no problem. Trying to run back away. Scroll of Healing is going to be used here, trying to fight back. Yes, it is going to be used, healing up many of those units. Simply a lot of Kodo Beasts, but the Kodo Beasts are each digesting a Spellbreaker, so this battle is much closer than it looks. But stacking Kodo Beasts doesn't make sense unless each of them has something in its belly, since the damage bonus, well, does not stack across multiple units. All right, Grunt now joining in on the battle in that front line spot. Torrent Chieftain trying to charge into position. Farseer backing away. There's another Breath of Fire. Militia now being pulled in from ToD down to the south here, as the economic advantage goes back to Hitman, as I see peons mining at the expansion. Units are now going to be retreating back. No Scroll of Speed. However, no slow from the Sorceresses. That is a bit of a mistake there. As I say that, are we going to get a slow on a Sorceress? Yes, we are, but not before he finishes digesting a Forest Troll Berserker. Hungry Kodos is the name of the game. Spellbreaker gonna get finished digesting here. There is another slow there. Kodos about to get taken down to 48 hit points. No Rifleman. This Kodo Beast right here. Let's take a look. The other two Kodo Beasts still digesting, turning back around. No Purge onto the Kodo Beast, as this Kodo Beast could have perhaps eaten. Yeah, the when the main damage of the orc army is the digesting acid of a Kodo beast, that could potentially be a problem trying to deal with the heroes. All right, there goes an ensnare onto a unit. Kodo beast, they are hungry once more. Farseer going to try and engage here. Tauren chieftain, well, in that front line, trying to cause a little bit of separation. There it is once more. More units ready to be eaten as the spellbreakers are going straight after those shamans. Completely all over the place. Are we going to look at a Tauren Chieftain? No, Tauren Chieftain, no stomps there, trying to save up some of those other units. One Shaman going to get taken down, another Shaman going to get taken down. Chain Lightning following through. There goes a Sorceress. There goes, nope, there goes another Sorceress. Are we going to see a stomp? There goes, no Priest able to escape away. No, down to 5 hit points. So this is just a absolute bloodbath here, as one Kodo wants something in its belly, unable to get there. There's the ensnared Spellbreaker that it wants to target. Kodo Beast is going to be forced to walk around these rocks in order to get to that target. Chain Lightning bouncing around, finally eating up another target again. 9 supply in the belly of these Kodos, as the Kodos are now going to go ahead and retreat back. Scroll of Speed nullifying those that slow. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Hitman did replenish some of those peons to do mining, but they are just going to get blown over as well. Fire from the Archmage finishing them off, now opening up to level 3 Breath of Fire. All right, coming back through, Kodo Beast continuing to eat up very nicely. There goes a couple of ensnares. Purge onto onto the Water Elemental. That's going to get taken down. Stomp onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, Chain Lightning, Potion of Breath of Fire. No Potion of Invulnerability as of yet. There it goes, finally being used as the units are now backing away. Army not very well, not dealing that much damage. Archmage going after the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain actually having a bit of distance, able to retreat away. Panda cannot try and do a Breath of Fire. No, it is not. Archmage still doing a bit of chasing, and the Tauren Chieftain may be forced to retreat back still. Meanwhile, Kodo Beast are fighting off against all of these other units here. Farseer may try and come down, get some damage, has level 3 Chain Lightning, as some of those units are just entering a bit too far out. Back to the south here. ToD, it actually looks to be in a bit of trouble. Down to 38 supply here, trying to fight back more and more. ToD's Kodo Beast, or the Kodo Beast, have plenty of targets. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing around. There goes an ensnare. Panda could be in problems, and it is going to be in problem. Potion of Invulnerability not transferred in time, and that may be the beginning of the end. The Kodo Beast, the main damage dealers, may end up being gone. Tauren Chieftain simply walking through all that, not throwing down a stomp for some reason, as the Kodo Beast eats up another Spellbreaker again. That is going to be the game. No GG coming in from ToD, but Hitman, the clear winner at that point and position in the game. An absolute bloodbath on both sides. ToD unable to deal with the 4 Kodo Beasts of Hitman. Hitman using the digesting acid of those Kodo Beasts to slowly wear out, finish off those Spellbreakers, and getting a little bit of a lucky break, catching realizing that Panda was out of position for ToD, and Archmage a bit too far away, unable to transfer that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and that is the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stick around for more WarCraft 3.